The next game is called Battle Suit Aces. There it is. All right. Battle Suit Aces. Deck builder. Robots. And talking to people. You lost the game? I did lose the game. The music is sweet, dude. The music on this is really nice. It kind of feels like I'm watching a Saturday morning cartoon with the art. Yeah, I love mechs, dude. It's funny because I recently just got, actually yesterday, I got my Lancer core rulebook. And now I'm like, mechs. And now mechs. So it's a good day. Vintage anime vibes? Very much so. Gigantic clothing. Gigantic chest hair. Robots. It's smooth sailing through card battles. Not everything needs to be a struggle. A single misstep might doom all of Earthkin. I feel like I want to doom Earth. It's time to doom Earth. That's the way. Yeah. The art looks awesome. It does. So far, this actually looks really cool.
Still working on Mana's suit?
And it's voice acted. That's cool.
Yeah, she got attacked by wyverns on her way back from Ariel. They shredded the new compensator I added last time.
And the voice acting is good. Yeah, the voice acting is very good.
She really needs to get rid of this junker. Mach 20 doesn't even make parts for it anymore.
Oh, makes the repairs interesting.
Well, I've got something you might find more interesting.
Oh?
The adoption agency sent you a message.
Oh.
This is it? What if?
You got this, man.
Are you adopting a child?
We're informing you that you've been approved. A representative will be in touch about placement by the end of the cycle. It's really happening.
It's happening.
I knew they'd pick you! Say goodbye to suave bachelor Felix, and hello to fun Uncle Felix.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, congrats on dadhood. Not as big a deal as being an uncle, but it's something.
I'll remember that when it's time to buy birthday gifts.
Hey, we gotta go celebrate. Let's go to Ola's for lunch. My treat.
There's still a lot of work to do.
To be honest with you, the voice acting in this is quite fantastic. There's a lot of emotion in it. You can tell that the voice actor is really into the character. That sounds great. I can't wait to talk to the devs about this, the process they went through for that.
Come on.
Yeah.
The suits aren't going anywhere.
Yeah, they did a good job. Very much so.
Attacks continue. The Union government believes a new type of monster is responsible.
Another attack? That's a third this cycle.
They're assuring citizens the Guard will handle the matter swiftly.
I've had my fill of guard news for one lifetime. What's the point of early retirement if we can't get away from all that?
Yeah, I don't miss it either.
Today's too special to focus on the past. So, what'll you and the kid do first? Go camping? Play some sim games?
Sick.
Maybe they'd like to learn about suit repair.
Straight to your favorite hobby? What if they don't like it?
Yeah, dude, what if the kid, what if the child doesn't like gigantic robots? What? Send them back.
What child doesn't like suits?
You goddamn right.
You got me there. Hang on. Sensors are picking up... What is that? Some kind of monster?
What the hell is that?
Not like any monster I've seen.
They're attacking!
Direct hit on our engine. I'm landing us on the closest planet.
At this speed?
It's our only chance.
Ooh. Yeah, it was like a giant meat flower.
You okay, Felix?
I've been better.
They're still on our tail. Hurry into that cave.
We lost him. Quick thinking back there, buddy. Another second's worth of momentum and we'd be toast. Do you have comms on you?
No, I left them in the Orion. It's just you and... Whoa.
That's one hell of a suit.
Shiny flim-flam robot.
Incredible craftsmanship. My scanner says this suit and its surroundings are millions of orbits old.
Shiny flim-flam suit?
I'm gonna see if it works.
Be careful.
Don't worry. I've got a good feeling about this thing.
Yeah, the moment he started talking about, adopting children, I was like, that kid's gonna become Batman. We're totally dead. Immediately I thought that was gonna happen.
How did you
somehow
do that?
still alive.
I didn't. It's like it knew. The control sticks feel like they've got energy running through them.
Might be a short circuit.
No, I think it's a good thing. It's energizing. Apparently the suit thinks so too.
Any idea where to find the comms? We have to warn Anchor.
Maybe this one?
Anchor station! Under attack! Need aid!
They've made it there already. We have to help. Can you get this thing moving?
I'll try.
You did it!
Heading to engage.
Critical 20, done.
No.
Holy shit. It's ripping it up.
There could still be survivors.
You gotta get through these things before searching. Their swarms are massive. I don't know if we can take them alone.
If anyone can, it's you.
Come on, Big Blue. We've gotta stop them!
So he's the pilot, the other guy's the engineer.
I'm still figuring this thing out. Can you watch my energy?
I've got the readings here.
Feels like its primary weapon's charged. Am I good to shoot?
Yes, readout says you've got energy banked.
Eat it. Alright. Oh, that's cool.
Worked!
Nice effect for that.
But it's not letting me shoot again.
The suit's got an energy recycling system. Oh, but it's not automatic. Look for a switch.
Found it. Huh. If you squint, it looks like it says end turn.
Okay. If you squint.
Watch out, 2 more coming in on both sides.
What's that big one doing behind them?
They
Oh,
seem to be protecting it.
kill
That's
it.
the case. It's gotta be a higher priority, right?
I love that it self-references memes like that, dude. That's quite funny.
Man, I don't think we can do this alone.
Maybe we don't have to. I've still got my datapad. I'm activating the drones from our shop now.
Hell yeah.
Always nice to have allies on our battle line. Let's hurry up and deploy them.
Okay. Boop.
Whoa, this suit and our drone are sharing energy. Even with the drone, I haven't recovered enough energy to fire.
Keep recharging and let the drone attack.
All right, I'll store up energy for my next shot. Think I should go for the big guy or the little ones?
Taking down one target is faster than 2. But either one should work.
I think we killed the little one, dude. Oh, wait. I'm gonna take damage. Wait. No, I'm not. Oh, that's interesting. So it shoots through because there's no target there. Okay. So I actually don't need to deploy that guy. If I don't want to. That hits the enemy ship, but I didn't take any damage. Yeah, ads first always. And it looks like the top left is the amount of damage we deal. Trigger limit, you can only do it once per turn. What's that 5? It's the amount of energy they have. Eat it! Yeah, I don't have a ship. I just have my mechs. Very interesting way to do this. So right now, nothing hit me, because there's nothing on the other side.
Did it!
Oh, the monster didn't pin it. Pinned. There we go. Thank you, Cinder. All done.
I hope we're not too late. No.
I'm gonna fix this. Oh yeah, the devs will be here because we're interviewing them at 1 hour in. I'm really digging this too.
We're too late. Our shop. Everyone. What do we do? They're all...
Felix, hey, look at me. We gotta go, okay? We have to take this suit to Admiral Vermeulen.
Music is funky, dude.
Heathcliff, it's good to see you again.
It's been a while, Admiral. I trust Command is treating you well?
I miss that sense of humor.
Yes, pleasantries, whatever. We're here for the relic suit.
Impeccable voices.
It matches
Yeah.
Folian art I found. Almost exactly.
Faux what?
Folians. Only the most prolific ancient species to ever exist? I don't have time to explain this to you. Heathcliff, was it? How did you get it working?
I'm the pilot. Name's Felix.
Charmed.
Felix, why don't you show Jules the suit while Heathcliff and I catch up?
Can do.
Your brother hasn't changed.
No, the starship's long since sailed on that one.
I assume there's something you want to ask me?
You know me too well. Jules's research suggests there are more suits like the one you found hidden across the galaxy.
We need more. More
He
robots.
believes they're the key to stopping frenzied attacks. I'm still putting the pieces together, but if all goes as planned, there may be a new mission to lead. I know I'm asking a lot out of you. The adoption center calmed me as part of your background check.
It's all right, Admiral. It wasn't the right time.
I'm really interested to see how they play off of mechs inside of this card game, because a lot of mech games have a massive amount of customizability, but with cards, they're usually a static thing. So I wonder what they've done with that. If there's anything that they've done with that, or it's just mechs in a card game, right? If there's any modifying or moving around of anything. I don't know what happened to the child. Maybe he was on that... Wait, did we reverse Batman? We reversed Batman, didn't he? He died. He died on that anchor station, didn't he? Yeah, reverse Batman, dude. That's when you adopt a child who is an orphan, and then he dies instead.
Entry log 4-1ZX2. Captain Heathcliff of the USS Zephyr recording.
Reverse Batman? Man-Bat? No, actually, you know what I think the best reverse Batman is? Did you ever see the, there was a Batman comic, actually, where instead of the parents dying, Bruce Wayne dies. And then the dad turns into Batman, and the mom turns into the Joker. I think it was Flashpoint. That was awesome. That was a really cool Batman series, yeah.
It's been in orbit since the frenzied attacked Anchor Station.
Yeah, it's called Flashpoint. So if you don't know about that, go. Go. It's great, actually. Like 100%.
Hard to believe so much time has passed. Admiral Vermeulen convinced Command to support our mission, naming the new effort Patchworks. Our handpicked crew is eclectic, but their skill and dedication are undeniable. We've searched countless Folian ruins for signs of more relic suits like Blue Crest, but only uncovered cryptic references. Meanwhile, frenzied attacks have become more commonplace on the Union's outskirts. They seem to dog our steps, a constant reminder of our mission. Today, we're investigating a significant Folian ruin within the Casper Belt. Jules believes this monolith will be a turning point. It's his biggest discovery yet. He and the first ground team are due back any moment.
I love, actually, how much story is in this. Like, I didn't expect it to have this much story and this much voiceover. This feels like I'm playing a Saturday morning cartoon.
Battlesuit Aces.
And there's the title screen.
Jan, Jaeger, how did your surveys go?
I found remnants of Folian energy caches. They had just enough energy to siphon. I'll run compatibility tests with our engine, but my hopes aren't high.
Let me guess. Too complex for Earth-kin tech?
That's my theory. Those Folians were an interesting crowd.
And you, Jan?
The flora is consistent with other ruins we've discovered. I found traces of Folian DNA around the site as well. I'll begin sequencing in the garden immediately.
I look forward to your post-survey reports.
One more thing. Jules refused to come back with us. Said he needed more time with the monolith.
That's probably bad. That's like some old god stuff happening.
Felix, did you talk to him?
Yeah, but you know how stubborn he gets. He won't leave any rocks unturned.
Yeah, the monolith is never good. Thank you for those gifted subs.
Daciana and Belmont can get him.
Incredibly nice of you.
Sure?
It's all right. You've all earned a break.
Yes, sir.
Daciana, Belmont.
Thank you.
We're ready.
On the way, Captain.
Mod expert. See, now we're going at modding. Modding is what we
Any
want.
chance you're free for another round in the sim chamber?
We get a
You're
little
on.
bit of FTL in this.
Want to bet for top score?
It looks like maybe the ship
What's
is
your wager?
modifiable in some way. I don't know. It's interesting.
Loser buys dinner at the next stop.
Deal.
Damn. Oh, that's cool, yeah. Learn how to move cards between slots. I can slide the cards around to different columns? That's freaking rad. You get 1 movement per turn. Movement lets you change a card's position.
My multi-shot's ready to go.
Oh, that's rad, dude. Using columns in that way and having, like, AoE attacks off of characters is really freaking cool. I like that a lot. And that means placement is a really big deal, too. As my hair gets taller for no reason. It's gonna let it be like that. We're just gonna have tall hair for a little while. Also lets 2 cards swap. Alright.
You've got this now.
Down on me!
That's cool. Yeah, Flife. Or Floof, rather. It's going, dude. The wig is big, yes. Eat it. Oh, I may have screwed that up a little bit, but it's fine. Oh no! I made a huge mistake. The crab is so powerful. What? Reduces cost by 1, reset an attack. Oh. We have to do this first. I'm gonna put it there. Alright. Love it. Gonna get shot in the face by the crab. Wait. Eat it. Sick.
Yeah!
The train has ended. Thank you all very much.
Ah, man! You made it look easy.
Oh, come on. Don't be so modest. How about we call a truce on the leaderboards for now?
Not in a million orbits.
Not in a million orbits, chat.
Hey, Captain. What's this I hear about getting jewels?
Once you're done with your surveys, make sure he returns to Zephyr in one piece.
All right. So that's the last time this cycle.
It's interesting they have a bunch of different terms for time passing. There's orbits, there's cycles. It makes me wonder what is the frame of reference for these.
I had to drag him out of those runes on Korea.
Come on, it'll be fine. Besides, I'm raring to get down there. Scans show this rock's got a bunch of lancium. We're gonna have mods for rotations.
It is a prime opportunity to up our fuel reserves.
Oh, almost forgot. When we get back, I got some more ideas for our suits. I won't spoil it, but I got 2 words for ya. Leg saws.
Okay, leg saws sound cool. If I can do a little bit of Chainsaw Man action as a robot, I'm in. Yeah. No, not leg sauce.
Hanako.
I want shotgun
my
knees
favorite
and
first
leg
officer.
saws. That's what I want.
Haven't had such a relaxing shift since our time on the Yahada.
I seem to recall a certain navigator who found her post boring.
The nebula's always brighter, I suppose. Couldn't last, could it?
Time since their last attack?
2 cycles. We've got a new record on our hands.
Take us deeper into the asteroid field and let them chase.
Are cycles days or months? Weeks? Definitely seems shorter, and an orbit seems like a year. Cycle equals days, rotation is weeks, orbits is years. Usually in most fiction. Interesting.
Captain, you might want to buckle up. I'm going to see how well they can dance.
Ground team, come in.
Yeah, Captain? What's up?
You've got Frenzied. Pack your gear and stay alert.
You want us to head to the defensive line?
No. Stand guard at the cave entrance and keep Jules safe. We'll handle them.
If Hanako doesn't crash us into the rocks first.
Felix,
Damn.
be a dear and do something about our pursuers, would you?
You heard her, Felix. Pilots, suit up.
Let's take the
Alrighty.
heat off the Zephyr. Jan, Jaeger, you suited up?
Ready for deployment.
Right behind you. I was in the middle of showering, still got shampoo in my hair.
All right.
Engage on my mark.
Oh. I'm gonna take out the big guy first for sure. Some cards have passive abilities. Select abilities when they trigger. Ally taken down, attack for 2 damage. Okay. That guy has that, so we're gonna do... Oh, we don't want to take down his ally, do we? That actually seems like a really bad idea. I may actually just end my turn then, because if I take down this guy, he's gonna do 2 damage to him. And then another 2 damage to him. I'm gonna wait. Move the drone? No, I want the drone to take a hit so that my Zephyr doesn't take a hit. Hit both card and ship.
I won't let you down!
And we bank 2 more energy when doing this. This'll kill him. Then we're free to kill him. And we're free to kill... Oh, I don't have enough. But see, killing that guy first reduced my total damage taken by 2. What is that? If it's hurt, plus 2 damage. So if it's not dead, it'll take plus 2 damage. Hits target and neighbors. Yeah, I want to take that one.
Leave them to me, Captain.
We're going to move that over here.
Changing up my strategy.
If I do this, he's going to get plus 2 damage. So I think I'm going to do this instead, killing that one. Wait. 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 Oh, God. Oh, God, wait. I've made a huge mistake. I made a huge mistake. I thought he would die. I didn't realize he had 9 HP. I wasn't mathing enough, Captain. I made a mistake. But you know what's cool? It doesn't matter, because I have an AoE.
Not gonna know what hit him.
Made of robot.
That's the power of Patchworks.
Correct. It's beautiful. I should use that one. Ooh, what does that one do? Oh, it just has more damage. Alright. We're gonna skip that.
I'm ready for my next target.
That won't kill it. But this'll do a lot of damage. Yeah. And that'll hit that guy and the enemy ship. Because it pierces through him. Let them come. You really love how cohesive this game is? Same.
I'm good to go.
I like the voiceovers, and it feels nice. Like, all of it just
Adding it
feels
to
good.
my tally. Felix better watch out. Oh, stop them.
Do you lose them permanently if they die, Fire Emblem style? I don't know.
That'll teach him to mess with us.
Maybe.
Judging by the swarm's size, it was only a scouting party.
Yeah.
Great work, everyone. Head back to the Zephyr.
Crafting resource. Oh, they add crafting? Okay, hold up.
Nothing like a nice shuttle ride nap. Did I miss something exciting?
Yes.
You didn't hear the comms? The Frenzied located us again.
Nope.
Did you learn anything from the monolith?
Yes, I've translated some scripts I found and determined it was an ancient beacon. A signpost, if you will, embedded with data on Tholian sites across the sector. I've made out a handful of coordinates we can explore. They could lead to another relic suit. I
so
sent them over to
excited.
Hanako before I got on the shuttle.
A well-deserved nap, then. Are you returning to quarters?
course not. There's still so much more to translate. The scale of that monolith was overwhelming. I scanned it all into my pad for later. Gonna be a long night. Is there something you want me to keep an eye out for as I'm working?
Let's get some intel on frenzied variants.
Anything you can uncover on a frenzied. Each new variant we encounter seems stronger than the last.
Yes, I've noticed that too. Folian murals depict frenzied of various shapes, but there's scant data on their capabilities.
Keep a lookout. Let's add as much data as possible to our tactical dossiers.
Understood, Captain. I'll get right to it. After a quick trip to the mess hall. I hear Noodles calling my name.
I'll join you there in a moment. I owe Felix dinner.
Ooh, a captain special. Put me down for one too.
No, it wasn't,
Damn it.
Looks like I'm replacing Belmont as chef today.
Captain,
We
all
spell-
ship systems are green. Zephyr
Could it
and
be
I
the
are ready
very
to
same?
leave this heap of rocks.
Thank you, Hanako. Open. Everyone, this is your captain speaking.
Yeah, the voice acting is great. Yeah, I agree.
Excellent work against the frenzied. After your diagnostics, take a moment to relax. We'll be departing soon.
Yeah, there's a lot of foreshadowing. Patchwork's Casper Belt. Patchworks.
Captain, we scraped enough materials off that asteroid to build another suit mod.
Thank
Sick.
you, Daciana. Perfect timing. I'll be in the workshop.
Let's do it. Oh, man. Scrap metal cannon. Scrap parts assembled into a functional weapon. Faded serial numbers in the barrel suggest some pieces came from earliest generation of suits many orbits ago. Leg saws. Daciana's special invention. Retractable saws designed with practicality and style in mind. So this says attack for 2 damage, plus 2 damage, and gain 3 health. Retrofitted support system. I kind of want the cannon, dude. It's a schematic suit mod. Okay. Raw materials also required to craft mods. Let's build it. More. Even more. How many of these can I actually equip?
Belmont and I just finished checking over the suits. Not even a scratch from that last battle.
Yeah,
Ready
leg
for mod
size, dude.
installation at your command?
Yeah, I wanna find out what we can install. I really like Yan because they're. Oh wait, no. Is it Yan who does it? Yeah, hit both card and ship. Let's do the plus 2 damage, because if it hits both the card and the enemy ship, that's disgustingly strong. Gain 3 health. Make him like a tank. That's cool. And then attack for 2 extra damage. Nice. Yeah, card mods is really... That's what I was wondering, because I'm like, this is a robots game. Mech games are built... That entire genre is built around modification. How are they going to do that in a card game? There it is. It's quite cool.
Punctual as always.
I see you've got the drinks already.
An orbit ago on the dot. The frenzied destroyed our repair shop.
11:11 Union time. We were on our way to that lunch place on Selvin 2.
Ola's. Man, I missed their curry.
Good thing you're always hungry, or we'd be space dust.
Raise a pop to Helix repairs. Our shop might have burned to the ground, thanks to the frenzy.
And to the Orion. Our ship may be resting in a million pieces.
But we're still here.
Hell
We're
yeah.
still here.
Bro drinks, dude.
Cheers, Captain. Wouldn't want to be searching through piles of space rocks with anyone else.
Cheers. Let's keep the rest of our stuff from exploding.
Can't make any promises, old pal. But I'll try my best.
Coordinates for Rathlon entered, sir. I hear it's lovely at this point in orbit.
Excellent. Take us there.
I love this map. This is actually really awesome. The idea of doing this inside of a card game is not really what I expected at all. It's great. Patrick's visit Folian Ruin. Alright. That's cool. Yeah, I dig that.
Entry log 4-19N0. we've been lucky enough to avoid any new frenzied encounters since leaving the Casper Belt.
Oh, you asked about the ferrets? No, they are not rodents. They are mustelids, like a badger, right?
Predicting their attacks has been challenging, but we're beginning to see a pattern emerge.
It's story-heavy, yeah. For a card game, that is refreshing.
In a preemptive maneuver, we've positioned the Zephyr at Rathlon.
It feels like they took a story-first approach.
Battlesuit Aces.
Again. Like it
Everyone's
almost feels
here.
like episodes of a cartoon.
Let's start the briefing. Jules, you're up.
Of course, Captain.
And battle is just one part of that, right?
While frenzied come in many different varieties, there is one thing they all have in common. They're consumers of energy, leeching the life force of anything they can. Trends in their attacks suggest they're particularly attracted to Folian energy. The Folians were once the most populous advanced species in the Viridia sector.
They terraformed hundreds of planets, turning Viridia into a galactic rainforest.
Excuse me? I'm the one telling the story here. But yes, that's true. As I was saying, no one knows where the frenzied came from, but they were the Folians' greatest enemy.
That would explain why we've experienced more frenzied attacks than other Union vessels.
Piloting Blue Crests bringing them out?
That's our theory. Our mission is to set off a large burst of Folian energy. If our theory's correct, it'll serve as a frenzied feeding signal.
So we're gonna set off a signal to bring all the enemies to us. Great.
I've identified a site on the planet's surface to investigate.
That seems like a good idea, right? Definitely not
Its
a bad one.
infrastructure is in good condition, so we should find tech we can bring online.
We can't just use blue?
It's a feeding frenzy. It's like a thumper, exactly.
A higher concentration of energy will be more tempting for them.
While Hanako stakes out the skies from low orbit, I'll lead our ground team on the planet's surface.
If this works, we'll have company soon.
I love
How
the design
intriguing.
of the buildings. Yeah.
It's eerie thinking about how these Folian guys went extinct.
And we could be next.
Way to brighten the mood, Jules.
I'm sorry that history isn't one of your feel-good sports sims.
Watch your footing. That's not a pile of mud you're about to step in.
Oh.
Thanks for the save, Captain.
What is it, Jan?
Tropo whales.
Sky whales. That's when you know you're in space.
They're so beautiful.
What are they doing?
Synthesizing nutrients from ions in the atmosphere. Those trillions of tiny particles can sustain an adult for cycles.
Oh, what do you think of the ruins now, Felix?
Guess I can stand a little silence for a sight like this.
Yes, we can rubberneck the nature anytime. There's a mission at hand.
He's only good at timekeeping when he's not interested in the subject matter. This looks like the way in. Follow me.
Yeah, it could be whale
So-
poop. Yeah.
So I says to him, "That's no data pad key. It's your missing tooth." Oh!
Okay, I need to know the rest of the story.
Oh, it's classic.
Daciana, Belmont, come in. Our ground team's made it inside the ruins, but I'm picking up a flurry of activity near their location.
Some kind of monster?
Probably, though I can't get a lock on them. You two head down and check it out. Jaeger and I will keep Zephyr safe until you're back.
Gotcha. We'll make sure they aren't a problem for our test.
Good luck. And Dossie?
Yeah, Commander?
No pranks.
Damn.
Wouldn't dream of it.
That's a lie. Deep lie. You dig this game so far? Same.
Not seeing any worrisome monsters. Ground's weird here, though. Like it's been hit with some kind of acid. Maybe Rathalon's one of those caustic rain planets. Hey! Belmont! You got anything?
A pot of tropo whales passed by, but they aren't hurting anyone.
Better luck than me. Just got some dead grass.
Yeah, well, keep your eyes peeled. There's gotta be something around here.
Yeah, I'm looking. Whoa, hey there, little frog. Aren't you a cutie?
I would not pick that up. Just talking about acid on the ground, and then you pick up this thing that looks like that. That looks like it spits acid.
Maybe I can sneak you into Belmont's suit. Come here. It'll be great, you'll see. Oh, crap.
You stole its baby.
Hey, Belmont, I found our monsters.
God damn it.
Any chance you're nearby?
Oh.
Are those frongs? How'd they get so big?
I don't know, but they're pissed.
You stole their baby, dude. What's that special?
And they spit acid.
Ah, right on my weapons. Don't worry, though. I got a power boost heading your way.
All right, let's see.
Ready to engage.
Weaken reduces damage. All allies plus 2 power. On deploy. Cool. Cool. They have a different kind of energy that they use. So we have blue energy and red energy. I'm gonna let that damage go through. Oh, wow. Now that is sick. I'm gonna let that go through. That's why her damage is so low. I think that works.
I'm raring to go, Captain.
There we go.
Ooh, nice moves, kid.
Threw in a little extra for you.
Another sweep. Sick. Hell yeah. Inflict harpooned. Moving inflicts damage, so if they get harpooned, then we have to deal with that.
Later.
Nice. Because we have both red and blue energy now, I can use it for different things. I really like that. We can skip that one. Because I have 2 blue, so I can use these guys both times. I've got 3 red, so I can do 2 red on this one, 1 red on this one, which triggers that to go up on an extra hit, do an extra hit there, and do an extra hit there. This feels really good. The combos already feel really nice.
Always did like a challenge.
Now we're gonna have too much red, but that's fun. Boop. Because this will do that, bringing him to 2. But he died. That's fine. The full sweep seems insane. Like, if I put the mod on them...
Zephyr.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like you get energy based on the types you have out. Because I got 4 red that time, and I got 4 guys.
Thanks for the save. Sorry
they
for almost
generate
putting a killer
and
frog
cost.
in your suit.
Like, if you look at the bottom left here, that's how much they generate. And the color they generate. So you get 4 red on this, 1 blue. And then you can use that, which is really interesting.
You were gonna do what?
Anyone else feel a seismic shock just now?
Likely Daciana and Belmont. Apparently there's some kind of disturbance nearby.
Yeah, because like I played Magic the Gathering for a long time, and the idea of having like the card be the spender and the generator is also really kind of interesting to me.
Should we join them?
Let them handle it. We've got our own mission. Speaking of, have you uncovered the purpose of this ruin, Jules?
Appears to be a facility dedicated to frenzied research.
How can you tell?
Is that symbol what I think it is?
I have no idea.
Quite right. This is the Folian symbol for frenzied. It mimics the shape of a nucleotide only found in frenzied DNA. This one is a power source of some kind.
Significant enough to attract a frenzied.
I believe so. I'll just need a moment to get it working again.
Wait, so no monster in the galaxy is related to the Frenzied?
None that we've observed. They seem to come from a completely distinct evolutionary line.
And it's not just monsters. No other DNA sequence in the galaxy matches the Frenzied.
Why come back to Viridia now?
I can't say. Even Folian knowledge on their movements was speculative at best. My current theory is simply that they sensed large concentrations of energy and returned to their old hunting grounds. Okay, I've got it working.
Energy readings are above our required threshold. It should be enough to draw out the Frenzied.
Good work. I'll let Hanako know we've succeeded.
Yeah, either they're artificial or they came from outside the galaxy is kind of what I'm getting to.
Hanako, Captain here.
They might be an AI.
Copy?
Loud and clear. Having fun down there?
They seem like they're attracted to energy,
We've sent the signal. Any frenzied sightings up there?
There is indeed. I was just about to comms you, but you beat me to it.
We're on our way.
Glad you can make it, Captain.
A larger swarm than last time, I see.
But nothing we can't handle.
Especially with Blue Crest's Bloom Protocol.
What can I say? Blue and I both get amped in battle.
At 3, next attack is supercharged. So when we gain Bloom. Alright. Wreck all of those. Easy peasy. We get Bloom for doing that when an ally score gets taken. So when an ally takes down somebody, it gets +3 Bloom. This gives me a ton of extra damage, but we don't have the energy. Oh, this is gonna slap,
Nice
dude.
moves.
We got 18 damage. I mean, I feel like I have to now. If I use this, it'll use a red, and I'll have 3 blue left over, so... Blow all of that up. We get another special. It's got 18. Zap. Just absolutely annihilate it. We're out of turds. Does this not look like an indie game? All of them are indie games. Yeah, absolutely everything. They did a fantastic job with this. They really did. This hits both the card and the ship.
Time to show what we can do together.
Costs
Just like
2
the
blue.
chamber? Lead the way.
1 damage to everything. I think this is gonna be the better one. I guess that's red though. Yeah, I'm gonna do the red energy. There we go. And then zap that, which will hit through.
Ooh, this spawner is about to be history.
As expected. The swarm and spawner are linked. Taking out one destroys the other.
Pilots, focus fire on the spawner.
Or, I swear to God, I'm gonna take this character and put the gun on them. The big gun. Like 100%. There's no reason not to at this point. Yeah. Just a full-on board wipe every round.
Let's make this quick. I've got a book waiting. Gotta find an opening.
I love that he does damage when he moves. I don't want that. I don't want to deal with that. That's ridiculous. Get out of here. I don't want that. I don't want any of this. Yeah. Wipe it. Get some bloom. Leg sauce, baby.
All
Yeah.
right over there?
Still online for now.
Let's keep it that way, huh?
What happens if he blows up? Is he dead forever? Oh god.
Energy's recharged.
Why kill little ones when you can kill the big one? You guys can give the NPCs dead, it's only temporary.
The swarm's disintegrating.
And our U-tanks handled smooth as butter, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, but they could be better, right? I'm thinking stun grenades or something. That'd stop the frenzied in their tracks. Ooh, or a rifle with spread ammo that activates a giant laser net.
I'll consider the request. For now, head back to the Zephyr. I'll rendezvous with Jules. Entry log 4-19N0. Addendum. We've confirmed the Frenzied's attack patterns are driven by their need for energy. While we can't predict exact timing, future activations of Folian energy are likely to trigger attacks. With this information in hand, we can better prepare for upcoming missions. Another frenzied mystery solved.
And yet many more remain. Permission to speak freely?
Always.
I don't know if I ever properly thanked you, Captain. An orbit ago, I was poring over texts in a university basement. Because of you, I'm getting to live out my wildest dreams.
Admiral Vermeulen deserves most of the credit.
Yes, Lyra too. But you and Felix could have dumped Bluecrest with the Union and been on your way. What drew you to Patchworks?
Frenzied destroy lives, whether Earthkin or the Folians before us. If there's a way to stop them, I have to try. No one else should go through that.
I'm sure the Folians would appreciate your view.
I hope so. But I think we're the ones who should be appreciative. Thanks to what they left behind, we have a chance to defeat the Frenzied.
I think this is the only time I've ever seen a game that blends the idea of doing a card game and a visual novel in a way that I have found interesting.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
That's very surprising to me. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Have any of you guys seen that before? Like visual novel card game? Because that's what this feels like so far, and it's really good feeling. Never? Yeah, me either. Never? This is super cool? Yeah, no, this is super unique to me. New card, Belmont, Daciana, UD 2000. Okay, we need to take... Where is he? Where's the guy? 3 health is fine. Moving is cool for them. Removing that equip mod, and instead we're going to put it on you. Just +3 damage to everything on the board is disgusting. Like, right? Draw and deploy a drone. +1 movement. Sick. Love that. Can't afford it. It's fine. Let's go back to the hangar. Now we can start doing deck building and figure out what we want to do here. I feel like there's got to be a better way to figure out which characters I want to have with me. He's cool, but he's only cool for the first turn. Right? All allies +2 power, but that's on deploy. She's cool every time. Hits both ship and yeah, that seems really good. I think this combo seems pretty good to me so far. Because this right here is, if we kill it, we could use her to kill people. I kind of want to switch him out though. Is there a way to switch him out yet? I don't know if there is. I don't think there is. We don't have enough pilots. We need more pilots to swap them. But yeah, I can use her to sweep the board and then use the other character to attack, because then the board is swept and then his attack is basically nothing. Yeah.
Just
movement not to be installed in a drone.
Next time I should grab a coffee first.
That'd be
Where's
weird.
the Admiral's call now.
Oh, we have to put it on a drone. Oh.
Captain,
I see what you're
excellent
saying.
work on Rathalon. Let's get started. Do you remember my friend Kabir?
The doctor? I believe you introduced us once.
He's working with the crew at Liatris Station on the edge of Union space. We've agreed to share data on the Frenzied. While you search for relic suits, they'll scan for Frenzied DNA outside of Viridia.
Good to have another ally keeping watch.
All right. I'm going to get the devs on now that we've gotten into this.
Hello, Thor.
Hello. So, tell the audience who you are. Give a little bit about yourself.
Hey, everybody. I'm Trinket Tom.
It's
I've been
all
in the
right.
chat for a little
You've all
bit,
learned to
hanging
break.
out. And we made
It's
Battlesuit
all right.
Aces, Trinket
We've all
Studios. Our
learned to
last game was Battle Chef Brigade. We sort of make these... you guys have all figured it out by now. We make sort of anime-inspired weird games that are very character-centric. That sort of has been our guiding light forever. And so, as you've noticed, there are a lot of characters in this game, and we spent forever trying to figure out how to make a character-based mech game.
I think it's really fascinating because it feels like you've done a marriage of card games and visual novel, which, I even asked Chad, I was like, have you ever seen this before? Because I've never seen that combination before. What brought you to that?
A long path. I think, so we sort of started off making, hey, we made Battle Chef Brigade, that was a fantasy game, and we were like, let's make a sci-fi game, because that's what you do. Just bop around, And so we wanted to make something sci-fi, and so we were playing a lot of Slay the Spire at the time, and a couple other roguelite deck builders, and we're like, hey, let's make one of those. And actually, I started even before that as a tactics game, but then we added cards, and then it became a deck builder. But eventually we were like, and all the cards were basically weapons that you could upgrade, and it didn't feel like a trinket game yet, because it wasn't characters at all. There were characters and little bits of story, but it wasn't like an ensemble cast. And during the pandemic, we watched a lot of Star Trek, and Evangelion, a whole bunch of anime. And we're like, we could just make a game where the cards are characters in their mechs. And that's what we did.
I think that's really cool, and I was also really surprised because the first thing I thought of is when I think mech game, I think customizability. I think being able to change your mech, add extra modifiers and things like that, and immediately the game was like, oh yeah, we got that. And I was like, oh,
yeah, it's a
okay.
huge part of the fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a massive part of the mech fantasy is being able to modify that and like change the mech out and do cool stuff with it. And you guys immediately just applied that to the game. How far does that go? By the way, like how can you add multiple mods? Do they get more and more ridiculous as you go?
So there's a whole bunch of times where we're trying to marry the characters with the gameplay, like sort of the story and the gameplay. So one of the simplest ways is each card you'll see in a little bit, each card has an ambition, sort of like a personal achievement they're trying to do that uses their mechanic. And if you do that, you get another mod slot, and it unlocks their crew mission. So you get to go on like more adventures with them. And then when you complete that, they get another mod slot. So there's sort of like do things in gameplay that lets you influence the story.
That's cool. I really like that. Like I really, really like that actually. I've noticed that each of the cards start to feel it almost felt immediately visually like a Saturday morning cartoon, but then even in the gameplay it does, where every one of the cards feels like they're playing off of each other. It feels like you're part of a squad, right? You know, like it almost feels like a I don't even know. Like it's like a Thundercats moment. You're like, oh, they're using everything together. Like they're doing it. You know, they're doing the thing. And every one of the battles just kind of felt like that, where it was they're all playing off of each other, and it really fit to their character theming, and I love that. I think you guys have done it, colorful and alive. I love that you guys have captured that, you know.
Thank you. Yeah, you're hitting all the notes that we wanted to be there. The sort of like the theme of all this is sort of like that friendship and found family, and so we want that to be in the story, obviously, but also in the gameplay, where you're making decisions about how to build your deck so that they can sort of all work together perfectly. And then they hopefully have voice lines that echo all that too.
Yeah, no, they do. The voice things are actually fantastic. I think that was one of the biggest things with the game. I've got it all kind of like turned down so we could talk. But it was the voice acting is amazing. So how did you guys go through the process of getting voice actors? Because that's something that a lot of people in the community, either they're game devs or they're voice actors themselves. They have no idea how to get hired. Where did you guys find your VO?
Yeah, here's the trap. We did it for Battle Chef Brigade. It was like 96% voice actor. Like there were a few things that were too programmatic, and we thought, we'll do it later. And so for this game, we're like, we're gonna fully voice everything, and thinking like, oh, it can't be that bad. But this game ended up being like 6 times larger. It's got like 21,000 lines of dialogue, and we needed 25 actors to pull that off, and that was kind of horrific. But the core answer of like, how do we find these people? How do we work with them? This was all like during the voice actor strike, so we just worked with the SAG-AFTRA union to like get all like certified, because the indie projects weren't like being boycotted, because we signed the agreement that's like, yeah, no AI, no problem. Yep. And then we'd worked with a lot of people for Battle Chef, but then a lot of these voice actors work with agents, and you could be like, hey, do you got anyone who might fit this kind of role? And we found so many people. Some people we also just found just by Googling it, and then a lot of people, we have a spreadsheet of like every voice actor who's ever emailed us. And you go through and listen to their reel and think about who they might fit.
No way. Yeah, that's a lot.
Just a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that is fantastic, honestly. It really feels really good, and the voice acting really adds a lot to the gameplay. Even the call-outs kind of in there. I noticed that mini games that do those types of call-outs, like even AAA ones that come out, are like a card or a character will say the same line over and over again, and even after playing this for a full hour, I'm not getting that. How many call-outs do you have on? Because it seems like a ton. There's no
there are
no
probably
annoying
2,000 of them or something, and a lot of them are sort of gated by circumstances. Like you need to have this card out, and like I get shot, and then my ally's going to talk about it with me. And we've also got a system to sort of avoid duplicates or repeating.
2,000 of them. Dear God,
yeah, it's
dude.
Terrible. We
terrible. No, it's awesome.
We did.
Dude.
We made
it's terrible
decisions.
for you. Yeah.
So part of this is we got funding, self-publishing funding from Outer Sloth, the sort of like fund by the Inner Sloth, the Among Us team. and they're just a dream to work with. So we were able to sort of do all the things that we always wanted to work with, all work with all the people we wanted to work with, and go all out on some of these things, for better or for worse.
Yeah, no, I mean that makes sense. I mean, if you're doing this much VO, going with a publisher makes absolute sense. And like, dude, 2,000 callouts, that's a ton. That is an absolute massive amount.
Our writer Emmy Fausti, who also wrote most of Battle Chef, along with Eric Kwong, our creative director, they worked on Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor, whichever one was first, and at some point realized, hey guys, we have more lines of voice dialogue than that game.
Oh my god!
That's when you're like, okay, maybe we made
we've done a bit much. Yeah.
We had to, but I think the magic was that like there are always a lot of audio people looking for more work, and we had a lot of audio to process, and so we got it done.
So here's something interesting, actually, is how do you manage a project like that when you have that many voiceovers, that many lines like that? Do you have any advice for managing any type of large-scale thing or lots of assets?
So the best advice is avoid the thing that we ran into, which was we needed to start recording to hit our deadlines. We needed to start recording before all the episodes were done. And so we had to bucket them into 3 categories to record like the first set as that was written, and then write the next set and record those. What I would recommend is finishing the entire script before recording. But a lot of it is just, we wrote a lot of tools. The core script, we use Yarn Spinner, but then we export that into like CSVs that then become scripts. And we could tag every single node as like what session it would be in, and we know like what characters are in it, obviously. So we could say, I want to export the like session 1 for this actor, and we would get exported scripts that we can mark up further in Excel if we wanted, and then send those to the each voice actor before their session. So a lot of it is like just being extremely meticulous and having workflows that are all like in version control, so you can see exactly like, oh, we missed this line in the last session, let's make sure it shows up. Just tools is really the answer. Extreme organization.
That makes sense.
The
makes
real
sense
Raccoon says.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you said how many was it total? You said like 21,000.
Yeah, 21,000 lines. And that's 25 actors doing basically 75 characters.
That's wild.
Yeah. And we wanted to make a character-driven game, and we did it.
So here's the tough question. Now, how do you localize that?
For voice, you do not.
Yeah. Do you have localization options for the text at least?
Yeah, the text we have simplified Chinese and Japanese.
Oh, that's great.
And we're hoping to do some more, but it is very expensive. It's like 150 something thousand words, and it's way more expensive than our last games.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Localization is very costly, and it takes so much time too, because like sometimes you have to culturally change a joke to make sure that it makes sense with the other culture.
Yeah.
And then you have to test
Luckily,
that. Like, oh, go for it.
Some sci-fi stuff helps, but
yeah,
like you can, it really doesn't matter. Like everyone talking about orbits and cycles and rotations. It's like, yeah, it's all going to be good.
Yeah, I think
some jokes are a lot of work to localize properly.
I think the thing that I've had the most difficulty with on that arena was local regional slang when you're doing localization, because your localization person may be from a certain region of a country, and then another region of a country has a very different meaning for that word. It gets weird real fast. Yeah, but no, localization is super important, and I think that it just opens up the game to so many other people, and if it's a good if it's a good translation from that, and then it's localized correctly, it's fantastic. So I'm glad you guys did that, and I know it's impossible for the voiceover. There's no way, man. Not with that.
Yeah, we get emails every now and then. They're like, "Hey, we'd love to like help out and like do like we can hire all the voice actors." I'm like, I don't think you want to do this. You have no idea how many lines are in this game.
And then you tell them, you're like, hey, this has more than most novels. And they're like, yeah, buy them.
Yeah, never mind. And then like even QAing that much is really painful.
Yes.
Like even just the text, like a lot of our Discord community found like, I don't know, like 40 typos in the first week. And we're like, oh, we tried so hard.
Yep.
We tried so hard.
How many people do you have on your team in total?
So it's always been just the three of us are the only like employees, and then we have contractors who ramp up. It was about 25 people as we approach launch. A lot of artists. There's a huge amount of art in this game, and we were trying to avoid that actually with making a card game. Battle Chef Brigade was all hand animated, and we were like, oh, this character and animation pipeline for monsters is so painful because there's so many different steps in that pipeline of like you got to do keyframes and you got to do line art, you got to color things in, and we were like, let's avoid that. We'll just do cards. So simple. It's just little illustrations, and then you fall into the trap of making a zillion unique illustrations.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like
the frames are related to each other.
Individually, they're pretty easy, but there's 50,000 of them.
Yeah. So that was another area where tooling was critical. We have some tools that export like every asset requested by the dialogue system into a spreadsheet, into a Google sheet, and then it shows previews so we can always be tracking like, is this a stub-in? Is this like a sketch version that's been implemented? Is this the final version with comments for each artist, so that to some degree they can be like self-serve and like the art director's already reviewed these and you can just do this next batch. And that was painful, but a lot of eventually like very smooth.
I'm actually really interested in what kind of tooling you guys used internally to do that, because managing very large-scale projects, like some of the stuff that I really like to use is things like any type of task tracking stuff. We don't really have to do that because I do most of my stuff solo, but I'm more interested in kind of your guys' size of team is 25. You have a ton of contractors. So what do you use for tooling for that? Because it's going to be very different for every team, but that's fascinating to me.
It's kind of similar to managing localization, where like you're going to have some like external thing, like we use Google Sheets, that you're pulling in constantly, but someone else can edit the Google Sheet and then it's just going to show up in the game. We sort of have the opposite system of like we push assets that the game has found or the game expects to need from Unity into a Google Sheet and then dynamically update that whenever we want. And pulling in like previews from Git wasn't too bad into cells into Google Sheets. So which is really critical for getting that like broad view of like how the project is going. Like you need a progress bar and not you need to play the game to figure out what's missing.
Yep. No, that makes sense completely. It's funny because like I've shown it off to chat before a number of times. I just use Excel because I don't need to share it. It's just like, here's a big grid. That's all I need, man. You know, that's funny as hell. And Google Sheets, it's just Excel but shared. Done. You know, yeah. Oh, that's really cool. And it's very cool to me to see that you guys were able to pack so much into that, because the sheer amount of dialogue lines, everything being voice act, the VO is good too. It's really good. And I find a lot of the times VO can make or break a game, and it definitely is adding to the game here. So kudos to your voice actors.
I think we got really lucky that the strike was on. And that we were able to be like one of the projects that wasn't blocked by that. And it meant that we got some people probably we couldn't have gotten otherwise.
That's great.
But it's worth pointing out to any other game devs that the SAG-AFTRA, the sort of voice actor union, does have the tiered agreement, which grew out of the indie agreement of old. And basically based on your budget, the amount the voice actors need to be paid and like how residuals are handled and stuff is more accessible. So we weren't paying like the same rate that like, I don't know, EA would pay.
Yeah, no, and I really like that. SAG-AFTRA is really cool, and like, you know, honestly, having professional voice acting work is wild. Like, especially for that many lines, you know. So
yeah,
kudos, man. You guys made something really neat here. So tell me a little bit about the universe of this game, because we've talked about how you built it and, you know, the tooling and everything like that. Tell me about the characters, the universe that they're in. I noticed some of the lingo in this, which is like cycles and orbits, and if you could explain that as well. But yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So I think the core thing is that we started with was, what if the Fast and the Furious, like, you know how it's like a family story where everyone's obsessed with cars.
We're a family. Yeah.
What if you had a world that like everyone was just in mechs all the time, and like everyone's got a mech, and that was really the core. We're like, we're gonna have characters, and they're all gonna have mechs, and they're all gonna have unique mechs. Like a card is not just like a character, and it's not just a mech. It's both the pilot and the mech together.
That's
and from there, it just built out. It was like this. We wanted to have lots of interesting enemies. So there are human enemies, and there are monsters, and we sort of viewed it as this like galactic jungle. Like you're closer to the core of not the solar system, of the universe, and there's way more energy. There's just wild stuff going on. So the monsters are bigger, because if you have mechs, you got to have giant monsters. And so it's like this whole world where everyone's got mechs, and there are just monsters everywhere. So everyone's used to just battling giant things. And
I really appreciate that, honestly, because giant monster for a robot that's the way to go for a mech.
Yeah.
I'm just now unlocking factions in this. Faction systems, I'm going to look at that, and then I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions for it. But the other thing that was really interesting to me is the crafting system. I've never really seen a crafting system for a card game where you're building anything other than the cards themselves. So you want to go into a little bit about the crafting system, how you guys designed that, what was the intention for it? Because I think that's cool. I really like that, especially for a mech-based card game.
Yeah, I think so. There are like two different sort of forces here. On the one hand, like we have to have upgradable mechs to match the fantasy of sort of the mecha fantasy. You need to be able to upgrade things. You need to be able to modify things. But in this deck builder framework, and so like the items, originally we tried lots of ways to give the player items. And the core thing for these deck builders, like you need to have that choice. So like we want to let you build, except for in this exact choice you're making, where you got to pick a pilot.
You got to pick a bro, yeah.
Just that first time in the factions, we force it. But like we want you to be able to build different decks, and that means that you get to choose which items you want to invest in. Early on, you don't have that many options, but as you get more and more schematics, you're going to have way more different ways to make your build. You're going to be choosing which factions to invest in and which types of items to invest in.
So this is kind of interesting to me, is with all of these choices being made and everything like this, is there any time to just be able to grind and just get like infinite resources, or is it all locked into the story and you got to make those decisions as you go?
So there is minor grinding in the form of these bounties, where you can do an extra battle basically each episode, and they will, over time, you'll see this is like the intro to the bounty system, but you'll start getting 2 at a time, and you'll be able to choose like, okay, which resources do I want and which faction points do I want to accumulate.
That's awesome. No, I really love that. I'm looking at all these new mods now. Now I'm getting drone mods. So my drones do double damage now when I have one in it. It's wild.
Drones were a realization that, okay, if we already have like 40 plus voiced characters, maybe not all the cards in the whole game should be fully voiced characters with stories.
No, make
maybe
more.
We should have some more support cards. And you'll see another category of cards later, command cards. But it was like, okay, we need, how do you like make a deck builder that fits all the right genre criteria, as well as making like an in-depth visual novel? It makes it very hard to market, but it was like such a great fun challenge.
No, I think it's really funny because like this, it just feels really good. So, like, I think you're doing the right thing on it, you know? And yeah, just keep making it, right? Are you guys actually planning on adding anything new to this? Do you think it's a complete kind of a story? Are you done with it?
So the area that we always intended was to add a roguelite mode. Like, there's just so much content. There are hundreds of cards, and we're like, okay, we should figure out how to make this. It started as a roguelite, as I mentioned earlier. Like, for a little bit, it was a roguelite. So we want to sort of add a mode or figure out how to use this content to make a really good, like, pure card game with the characters talking, but with a lot less story.
No, that's fair. Yeah. Okay, so I think the next thing is that I want to talk about is the resource system. A lot of the times in like card games, I guess the best thing that I could pull on is going to be Magic the Gathering, usually based around a certain number of cards, but you have to tap land, right? I've never really seen a card game where you do both the resource and the like spender in the same go, which is exactly what this is, which I find that to be pretty fascinating. So like, what brought you guys to that? Were there any inspiration card games that you looked at or anything like that? Because this character coming out, gives blue energy, and that allows you to spend blue energy. So you get a whole board of blue, they're all generating 5 blue around.
Yeah, this was something that we paper prototyped a lot. And one of the core things, though, like when because we looked at Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone and a whole bunch of other card games a lot, eventually we realized, okay, those games are for playing against other players, and they're not single-player experiences. And there are a lot of decisions we made that only work in this context, where it's not supposed to be even, it's not supposed to be symmetrical. There are things that are symmetrical, like they have energy too, but they can deploy their cards in a different way. And so understanding how the enemy is managing their energy and you being able to control that by what you kill, what you attack, is like an interesting thing that doesn't work out very well in PvP games, where you can very easily like control someone by just killing their cards.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most important thing. And then we just really liked having the sort of implicit synergy that this enables, where like certain cards are going to be able to work together, and later you'll be able to change what cards color is, and you'll also be able to get them to generate different colors of energy in addition to their current one. And so there's a lot of like imbalance that is sort of desirable. Like, as you noted, like putting the +2 damage on Daciana sort of breaks the game.
Yeah.
But that's actually what you want. We want that to happen. We want you to be like, ooh, I felt clever and I put that on there. And like later when you get even bigger damage mods, like, will it break the game? Maybe, but there's other ways. There are like dozens of ways to break the game, and it's up to you to find them and enjoy them, instead of like, oh no, now I went down to my local card shop and I'm like hated because I keep playing this one card, you know?
Yeah. No, that makes sense completely. And it does. It did feel pretty broken until she just got one shot there. So, you know, I was like, wow, this is doing, and she's dead. You know,
she lost some health over time.
Yeah, it's a little bit dead. Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, she's pretty buff. So I really do dig this, though. And I think that the characters feel unique, and that makes them more, I guess, more items or different items are more desirable in different characters, is what it feels like to me so far.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing, because a lot of games you'll end up being like, oh, everybody gets the big gun, right? You know, that's it. And that's all you'd have.
Yep.
But with this, it does not feel that way.
There's another thing that this sort of episodic or like very narrative-driven battles produce, that's like, we can set up a battle. Like, you can feel really good. You can feel like, I'm using Felix and Blue Crest to snipe the ship. I'm so amazing. But then if we introduce a battle when armor, like ship armor, is introduced, when hull plating gets introduced, or when enemies react to their ship being shot, then suddenly you're like, oh, I thought that was super good, but actually now they're countering me. We can set that up narratively, because like there's an expectation that a lot of these battles are unique or narratively set up, and that lets us do just like more and more wild things, especially as you run into human enemies.
I think that's actually really cool. Is there so you talked about it earlier, you have some plans for like adding extra stuff to the game. Or can you reveal said plans?
Yeah,
what kind of stuff
a roguelite mode is the big one. Forever we talked about like adding more cards, card packs, and kind of stuff. We'll see, because the voiced characters are a huge investment.
Yeah.
When they, which wasn't our intention at the start, but adding voice characters is expensive, and then also more story content is really fun. We've added some basic like ghost story content for like, you can replay your puzzles or finish up the puzzles you didn't succeed at, and you can gain more cards and sort of play infinitely. But we want to make that more more feature rich over time. We did a lot of that with Battle Chef Brigade, where we added like break the targets kind of stuff.
Makes sense.
Concept art gallery, and so just keep adding to it, you know.
So I've got a really tough one for you, and I always like to see how everybody answers this. What do you think your game does the worst? Out of all of the features you have, what's the weakest part of it?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's the toughie. You got to call your own baby ugly. You know,
the one that's the most on my mind is how we manage the AI's, like the pace of a battle. So what cards the AI decides to play really impact that sort of like roller coaster of a battle. Because they could easily like fill up their belt. Like if you kill like 4 of their cards in your turn, you feel really good. They could just fill it up with like extremely good cards, and then all of a sudden it doesn't feel like you succeeded at all. Maybe you didn't want to kill those weak cards because now they put hard ones out. So there's a lot of like stuff we're trying to do behind the scenes of like this enemy formation is a catch up like formation, and this one is for like you're ready to lose, or like you're running out of cards. And so there's a whole bunch of like categories, but really controlling that flow. I always think of back to like the Left 4 Dead, like it's called the director or something, where it's like choosing what zombies to send out at you to like get you just the right experience with your friends. We're like approaching that kind of system, but I don't know that it always works. There are times when someone finds a super good strategy and it's like, the game can't really handle it.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. With that side, let's go to the other side of the coin. What do you think it does the best that you've never seen before, that you feel really, really good for?
That's a good question. We tried to really throw the kitchen sink at this. I think the characters and their interactions are really what we spent the most love on.
I think so. That comes through for sure.
Excellent. Yeah, like it's a gargantuan task to make a visual novel on its own, but then trying to do that like where there's these connections between characters in the story and in the battles I'm really proud of that. I think it worked out.
Yeah, I think it's cool too because I guess a lot of like anime based around the main character has the cool mech. You know, it seems like he'd be the only one who matters, but it's absolutely not the case in this. Like you actually have to use each of them in a way that makes sense because he could just die. He's got 18 health. He's kind of a tank. Yep. He's got a giant gun,
really,
but he can still die. You know?
Yeah, he can't cover all the slots himself. Yeah, I think that was a fun challenge of like, okay, we have like this main character thing going on, but how do we make them good but not too good?
Yeah,
and I think for the most part it was like, you know what, we want to make it so that any card can be good, and you might even not want Felix in your deck late game. You might just really love some of the other characters.
I mean, he is still a big gun though.
He sure
I
is.
may want to keep. I think honestly, the ones that are most impactful to me right now in the beginning of the game, Daciana and right now Yan, because Yan's bonus +2 energy is just that's great. Yeah.
Yep. Totally.
At least to get him out there, you know.
Eventually, Felix's damage will be outpaced. I think that's another interesting thing. Like in single player games, it's okay for cards to become super overpowered, as long as you had to work for it. And so there are some late game Suitsmith's cards that can get up to like 60 damage or more, but to get there you had to do interesting combos.
Yeah.
And so Felix eventually you'll be like, it's all right.
No, that's cool though. I mean, like that's the thing. As long as it feels like there's some kind of a progression and it feels good, then yeah. I mean, like, and so far I really love this, and the voiceovers for all the characters. Oh wow, Yan just died instantly. Nice. But like the voiceovers for all the characters, even though I haven't turned off during the interview, like they're phenomenal, dude. Like, so it really adds to that. I love that I'm seeing completely different characters on here now too. Because you have a new faction?
Yeah, each faction has 5 characters, and there are 5 factions you'll slowly unlock. And yeah, they also have factions. They each have 2 faction missions. And so there's a lot of content that in a given run, we wanted to have some of that sort of roguelike deck builder feel, even though there's a lot of like linear content, there's also a lot of dynamic content. So depending on what characters you have on your ship, when you're back on your ship, they're going to have conversations depending on who's available and how everyone's doing in the last battle and who's been upgraded. That makes it all feel maybe like multiple runs are worth it.
I think it's just wild because to me it feels insane knowing that you have so many voice lines and you're like, yeah, we just added another 5 guys, another 5 guys. It's like, what the?
Yeah. In retrospect, maybe those would have been good to save for DLC or something.
I'm going to be real with you though. The fact that you put them all in really adds to the game.
Yep.
So like I hope that it adds a dramatic amount of success for you because you did go the extra mile and there are a ton of characters and they are likable because of that, and the voiceover is fantastic. So like that makes the game unique.
Thank you.
That's what makes you stand out, you know? Yeah,
that's
WDev,
always the
100%.
dream.
Yeah.
You're like, if let's just go for it, and let's not be like exactly the same as the genre.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to find people who are looking for something special and fresh.
Yeah, and I think it does that. Like I said, never seen a visual novel that is also a card game, and then at the same time, it feels really good. So it's like, all right, maybe I'll look into that more. I want to find more of these. I want to, do. It's funny too, because like, I just got into. I'm learning about Lancer, the TTRPG, and I just got my core rulebook yesterday. So I spent all night reading about mechs and like stats and stuff. That I get on. It's a mech game. Sick. Like today is the mech game. Yeah. So like that's actually pretty cool. And
well, that reminds me of it. Like even the Lancer mech designs really remind me that like part of this was just like, hey, let's just have like a love letter to all the different mecha anime that we love, and so the factions all have sort of different styles. And I was like, just a fun opportunity. There's something about card games where it's like you can just illustrate whatever you want. The mech can be doing whatever cool pose it wants, and it doesn't have to be like, oh, that's the idol pose or whatever. It's just this is fun illustration.
Yeah, no, totally. And it's cool too because there's so many different ways to show mechs like that. Like if you go into like Armored Core, or you go into the direction of like Gundam, or you go in the direction of like what Lancer is showing now, like it's just there's so many ways to go in that genre that it's cool to see everybody's idea of it. And it's all just big robot, we all love big robot.
Yep.
It's good. Yeah. Or Evangelion as well. But if you do that, you have to go congratulations. Congratulations, Chet. No matter what. Yeah, Voltron, hell yeah. Speaking of that, are there any robots, any mechs that combine with other mechs in this game?
That was one of the things that we always wanted to get in. That's a big regret that we didn't get like a finale battle where there's some Voltroning kind of thing.
I'm a little sad that I can't yell, I'll form the head, but I understand. Like, I understand, I get it.
Gotta say something for the sequel.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, sequel content. There you go, revealed. Totally promised by the dev. 100% real.
You heard it here first.
Another 700,000 dialogue lines, Chet. Can't believe it.
Yeah, we got to go bigger, right?
Yeah, larger. You got to have like 3 times as many, obviously. Didn't get them done the first time.
Yeah, it needs to be a 60-hour game that'll really catch people.
It's wild. I love the idea of doing the roguelike stuff at the end, too, because I do find that in a narrative game like this, once I kind of feel like I've got a hang of it, right? And then you get to the end of the game, you're like, man, I wish there was more in this. And if you're adding that repeatable end game after I've already fallen in love with the characters, I already like the world, I already like the universe that you've crafted, and like all the different powers and I understand them, now I really get to flex that inside of that kind of a mode,
exactly. And it feels really disappointing to not be able to use the enemy cards, and so we like want to get some of that in there too. We're like, oh, like I see how some of these enemies can synergize with my cards, and it'd be really cool.
Oh, see, that's sick. See, now I'm excited about that. I love the idea of doing that. That's rad. Wait, what is this? Command cards. I can get the ship to do stuff? Okay, hold up.
Yeah, we really like to spread out our features.
There's even more game in this game.
Like there's a lot of like we wanted to make sure we're not like scaring away visual novel players too bad. Like if they're not used to playing any gameplay in their visual novel, they're going to be a little surprised. We try to smooth everyone into it.
I think it's interesting because I think it'll get more visual novel players into more card game kind of gameplay and synergized kind of gameplay, and I think it'll actually get card game players more interested in visual novels. Like you've done something where I think
that's the dream.
Like, I don't play a huge amount of card games outside of physical cards, and I don't play a huge amount of visual novels. I've played them, like, long in the past, but it's mostly ones like, I don't know, kind of like haunted ones, like Doki Doki, right? Like, it's haunted,
Yeah.
But then you have something like this, and it's like, no, both sides of this feel really good. Maybe I should look at more games like that. Maybe I'll actually like those, So you've converted
our last
me.
game. Oh, wonderful. Our last game, Battle Chef Brigade, was a combo of sort of side-scroller brawler for hunting monsters, and then a match 3 for cooking. And it did the same thing, where people are like, I've never played a match 3, but I like beating things up. And it worked out.
You have 16 damage this turn. Should I just murder them? I think it's just time to murder. If this effort's destroyed, the battle's lost. Yeah, but I just did 16 damage.
You're in good shape.
I have very little fear. Redraw draft options. Oh, that's interesting. So we can use... So command is a new resource. Not only do we have the 3 different colored resources, but now we have command as a resource where I can use these special cards and redraw if I want to. But the first redriver round is free. First one is free, yes. How long have you guys been working together, by the way, as a team?
So we started Trinket in 2012. So
wow.
13 years. Oh my gosh. Before that, we worked for a few years at Wideload Disney. Wideload was the little company started by Alex Seropian in Chicago after he ran away from Microsoft's acquisition of Bungie. So he made Halo 1 released with Microsoft. He came back to Chicago, started Wideload, and then it got bought by Disney. And the three of us did not want to make Marvel mobile games for the rest of our lives.
Fair. Yeah, no, that's completely fair. Yeah, mobile games for 10,000 years. It's funny too because we've had a lot of indies during Indiecember that have come in and said, we made mobile games before this and we don't want to do it anymore. I think it's like 4 or 5 now, which is
kind of a terrifying market.
It is a terrifying market, and it's one of those ones that's just like it's so fast, it's so brutal, and if you get missed in like the mobile market, you just disappear.
Yeah.
Like on Steam, you still have like a store page, you still have like a chance there, but if you disappear in that, like you're gone. Like it's over.
Yeah.
You know.
And the whole meta there is like pay for players to see your game. It's like pay for ads, and it's like
Yep.
There's no fun there. It's not about the quality of the games.
No, it's not. I mean, there are really good like mobile games, but they're so few and far between. They really are.
Yeah, and the stores aren't showing them. They want certain other games to show up.
They want the money. Yeah. That face when you want to make art, not slop. Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly what you're doing. I mean, it's fair and it's good, and I think what you guys are making is really cool. So, with that in mind, chat. If you have any questions, start spamming the chat with them. We can ask away on that. And I'm interested. What do you have in terms of advice for anyone else in chat who wants to go make games? We have a lot of game developers in our community, a huge amount of people that want to make things, or they engage in our game jams and everything like this. We run them twice a year, so we have a ton of people here from that.
Yeah, I mean, we give advice on this all the time. I think the hard thing is there's sort of two sides to game development. There's sort of the crafting side where you just got to learn how to use the tools to make the thing quickly and robustly, and you got to learn about how to do localization. You got to learn how to manage your texture sizes. So much of that is just, you got to do it. You got to experience it. You just go through the process. And then once you've done that, or once you've started getting your feet wet enough on that, it's like, okay, now what game do you make? And that is the hardest question for everyone, and no teams have figured out, no publishers have figured out that there's just so much uncertainty in it. And so for us, the answer is always just make something that you're passionate about. And like, so Eric, our art director, creative director, he was at Disney as a concept artist, and a character concept artist, I should say. And so like, we knew our strengths was sort of like, we need to work to our strengths and make something that's really character focused. And we've been doing that for a really long time now. So I think that's awesome. That's the biggest thing, is figure out, and to some degree, for the three of us, we all have different tastes. And so finding that helps us make weird stuff where like we're each inspired by a different thing, and you try to jam a whole bunch of different kinds of games together, and then you figure out, what does this game actually want? Like, how do I shed the parts of the genre or of these favorite games that don't work, and then how do I build on the things that do work? That's just like 100% iteration, and never easy, and often demoralizing, but also so rewarding when you finally get through.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, it's kind of a crazy thing, because it's always going to be the case. It's always going to be like, man, I don't know what to make.
Yeah.
And then you find out one day. I remember our first thing that we ever made as a studio. I was still working AAA at the time, and I was like, I want to go do something else. And I was like, what if we made Asteroids with a toaster? And that was it. It was just like, everyone's like, yeah, all right, yeah, let's do that. You know, and we just made a silly little arcade game. And that's always the thing, is like, sometimes you just make sort of a meme game. Sometimes you make something that has a lot more substantial. And sometimes you just work on a game jam. You get some weird ideas, you know. But it's just, as long as you're doing something, you're doing it. That's it. That's all you need to be doing.
And so much of it too, the hardest lesson maybe is like, it's the journey. Like, it's forming that team, forming the people you want to work with, having fun, making sure that, yeah, there's plenty of parts that are terrible, but making sure that there's space for you guys to all play test together and talk about it and build what feels right and fun for you guys to work on, and not just get bogged down in like, oh, we got to chase whatever Silk Song did or something.
Yep.
That would be a terrifying path.
Yeah, no, that makes sense completely. I just made a huge mistake and got harpooned to death. It's a good time. So tell me a little bit about the character design. Was that done by you guys, you three?
Yep.
Or was
Yeah,
it
that's
somebody
all
contract
Eric.
now?
So we're our core team, Ben, Eric, and myself, Tom. Ben and I are programmers by trade, and Eric is just the 2D illustrator of our dreams. And so there was a period during the like long prototyping of the design part of this game. There was a lot of just experimentation with characters and figuring out what is the story going to be like. Who are these characters? There was a period where the story was going to be about. We're sort of holding onto our Battle Chef Brigade heritage, and the ship that you were flying in was a giant brewery. So you were brewing beer as you went across the galaxy. And the characters in that were, some of them survived to this phase, but there were also just a totally different set of characters. Like, I'm the brewmaster, and I'm the one managing the business and accounting. And so the characters sort of go through their own journey of like through the prototyping process as well.
That's wild. And I can actually see the ambitions here. Take down 2 enemies with a passive attack. And then this one is get 3 takedowns with 1 attack. So I just got his first ambition. Once you get enough of those, is that what unlocks the extra slots you were talking about?
So I think Wayne should have his now because you got him.
Okay.
You got his ambition.
There we go. Oh, yeah. So he actually has 2 full unlocks there. That's
so now
nuts.
You can go really wild.
Yeah, now he's going to be broken. Oh, that's sick.
Finding that power scaling curve where it feels just right, where you're switching up how your deck works, and then once you hit the pilot limit, then you'll start getting more faction pilots, but start adjusting who's in your deck,
who actually is
synergizing at maximum power.
That's awesome. One of our moderators, Little Ham, was actually asking is, how long did you guys have this in development?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Such a large team too.
Yeah, about 2.5 years of this version. We actually started like the sort of like tactics version of this that we started prototyping and went through, I don't know, it must have been half a dozen prototypes. We started that before the pandemic, and then during the pandemic we embedded ourselves within another indie team and helped them out. And then we came back, we're like, okay, we see all the problems with this game, we're making a character driven mecha anime game, let's go. And so then it was 2.5 years to release.
That's actually awesome. I mean, like, especially with how much VO you had to get done. That is bonkers to get it done.
That was that was about 6 months of pure hell for half the team.
So this is kind of more of like a technical timing question for throughput on this. What is the distance between string lock and when you had a VO actually complete the work for that? And for those who don't know, string lock is no more changes to the text. Now the voiceover can go for it.
Yeah, so the short answer is that we split into phases, and some of the scripts that were going to actors were not locked until 2 days before their sessions. And
that's so scary,
our
dude.
Writer was amazing. We only had to do 1 pickup session with main character Heathcliff after we'd wrapped all 30-something sessions. They're all 4-hour sessions, so we did a couple in 2 in a day, and it's terrible. But everyone made it through that. But yeah, our writers were finalizing scripts 2 days before is when we would send actors their scripts for the session. And our writers were amazing in that they would add safety lines, and they're usually about 100 of them per character, and they would just be like generic things that they thought maybe would be useful in their episodes.
That's
and those
smart.
ended up being the brilliant way to sort of piece things back together if need be. Like there were, I think over all those lines and sessions, there were like 10 lines that were just accidentally missed because they were jumping around in the script that session or something. Or you never know, like a voice actor had a nosebleed or something. You're like, okay, we got to pick this up later. So there were a few times the writers did just amazing I don't know, weaving of safety lines into the episodes to cover things or adjust if like a card ability changed, then we're like, oh, we wrote that line but it doesn't make sense anymore, we got to put something in there. And so you might have just like jovial chuckles or someone yelling yeah that can cover that, or even something more specific like, oh, Captain, I don't know about that, and like you can make it seamless, but it's just luck, really.
That's actually fantastic. I never thought of the idea of using safety lines. I'd never heard of that. That's awesome, dude. Like, I actually think that's a really cool way to do it, because you're like, well, 2 days of string lock. Here we go. Right? Like, that's so seat of your pants, man. Like, that's so seat of your pants. It's wild.
Yeah, I would not recommend it to anybody.
Well, you did it. Now you got a cool game. So, you know, hey, maybe it's the right way to do it, chat. Seat of your whole pants. There you go.
Yeah.
But no, this is fantastic. I think you guys are making something really cool. I'm looking forward to getting to the end game and kind of feeling out what that roguelike version feels like. I think on top of it, I'm really interested in whatever you guys do to expand this into the future, because I think what you've made is unique. You know, like that's rare too in games, but we see it more often with indie games than anything else. But you guys have taken a chance on something that is technically difficult. It's not been done before. And like usually I find that indies are the only ones that'll do that stuff. You know, like you'll run at it because it's a huge risk. It's a massive risk. And most investors would be like, that's never been done before. I don't want to do that. Right. Like, I don't know if I'll get my money back. I don't think so. You know, but you guys have found a really sweet spot, and you've got a really good relationship with the publisher, as it shows. You took a risk on something, and I hope it pays off, because this is very cool, and you've done a lot of really neat stuff with it.
Thank you. I appreciate it a lot, Thor. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. For anyone in chat, if you want to wishlist this, it's in the pinned comment. Wishlist it. The best way you can help indie devs out there, the best way, if you're not ready to buy a game or you don't know if you want to buy a game, is wishlist it, because that tells Steam that it should push that more. It's just like liking a video on YouTube or interacting and leaving comments. Exact same system. Yeah, go wishlist it.
And you'll know when it goes on sale.
True.
For the winter sale. Wink, wink.
You will. That good 20% email bracket. There you go. So with that in mind, after showcasing that off, I think what you guys are doing is amazing, and I'm really happy to have you on the show, and I want to thank you for coming on. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure to have you. So thank you
so
very
much for having us.
Is there anything else you want to tell
Have a great rest of Indiecember.
Yeah, no, 100%. You can plug anything you want. You can tell them anything you want to. Inspiring words. Call them all dorks.
You were right
on.
Chat was right on with all the anime influences on this game, so they nailed it. Eureka 7, usually a hard one for people to get, but there were some people here who got it right away.
I don't think I've ever watched that. Holy moly. When did this come out? I've never watched Eureka 7. Dude, I gotta brush up on my anime. 2006. I'm missing out.
There's a lot of it.
Are we talking like One Piece, a lot of it?
Oh, no, I just mean that there's a lot of anime.
Oh, yeah, no, there is.
It's hard to watch it all.
Yeah, I was talking to chat like last month. Is the one of the animes that I got into that had no business being as good as it was like Cells at Work. And I was like, why is this so good? And I've just been enraptured watching that. Now I'm watching Dungeon Meshi.
Nice.
My whole life is food now. It's all food. I just watch that anime, and then I get hungry, and I'm like, I'm just going to get fat watching this.
Yep.
There's no way around
That's the game that Battle Chef Brigade is very similar to.
Really?
We should have had a sequel out by now if we were a good capitalists, but we're not.
Well, you have this out now, and it's quite cool, and I think it's phenomenal, honestly. So here's an interesting question. Is there, with all of the stills that you have and all of the text that goes along with this, are there any plans for anything like a comic book variation of this, or a paperback, or anything like a physical copy of? Because I feel like I could read this, right? You know, like I feel like it could be.
You sure could. I think this reminds me of the Polygon review for Battle Chef Brigade was, maybe this should have just been a TV show instead. But I think, so for that, we had an art book, and we put real recipes in it from one of our community members. And so maybe the art book for Battlesuit Aces should have sort of the comic book treatment of some episodes. I think that would be pretty neat.
I would love that. That would be really awesome. So thank you. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, no, player mods and PvP was something that just someone asked. So for like workshop support, PvP, anything you want to talk about with those?
Mods were something we were hoping to do the whole time. We have to look at it again, because it's a maybe. It'll be pretty cool for people to be able to make their own campaigns and cards. It's also a lot of work. And then PvP, PvP, like I was mentioning earlier, like we paper prototyped it as a PvP game, and then eventually we're like, wait a second, this is not how a single player card game should be balanced. So none of the cards are balanced for PvP, and the energy system probably doesn't make sense. So that's a big maybe. I don't know. It would be difficult. Maybe a better thing for a sequel.
Also, they want to know if you plan on releasing a demo for the game. I thought you guys had a demo,
Yeah.
but I guess not.
We sure did, and we had one up maybe 3 times before release, including at Ludonarracon, the sort of like narrative festival. We have been talking about maybe putting it up again for different festivals and whatnot.
Is there a reason that you take it down? I don't think I've seen that.
You know, I think so. Right now, the demo is sort of like the beginning of the game. But if we make a different demo that's more like directly to some action, and then you would want to play the prologue again, that might be a good path. But I think there's lots of different wisdom. Yeah, like whether or not someone hops in and then they're like confused by, do I need to play the same thing again? Because it's abbreviated, but not like super abbreviated, so you'd be playing some of the same content. So I think that was the hardest part of the decision. And then, yeah, I don't know what the common wisdom is for on Steam, whether or not to have a demo up all the time or not.
I am finding more and more that I've always felt that the demo is like one of the most important things you could put up there for 2 reasons. Is one, there's a lot of people that just don't have enough money to buy the game yet, and they want to know if they should save up to get it, no matter what game it is. We never know what someone's financial situation is. And the other one is, if you put it up there, you'll have less negative reviews. And the reason why is people play the demo and they go, that's not for me. And they self-exclude before they buy the game and get upset, which is a big deal.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will bring that back to the team, see what we can do.
Yeah, because I know we could actually see a ton of people in chat that are like, I would love to have a demo, please.
Yeah,
yeah, 100%. All right. Well, thank you very much for being on. You rock. And can't wait to play the rest of this. So have a wonderful day.
Thanks so much, Thor. You rock too. Have a good one.
See you around.